And then after the agglomerator, that'll bring it up to, as I said, 15. It needs to go up at least by 2 more, but I think just to save space, since we already... Well, we have plenty of space to work with. And I'm not really going to be able to use this building for anything other than this. So let's go ahead and grab our evaporators and do it the cost-efficient way. So we go 1, 2... keeping in mind that I might need more room to do some more processing. Actually, that makes me think I might want to use the agglomerators. Or the... actually, no. What we do is we go like this. Like that and like that. And then we need one more on each line. Evaporators. If I buy that, I'm not going to have a lot of money left. I've kind of burned through my cash reserves a little bit here. Maybe do something like this over here. How'd that work? Now, if I'm going to go that way, I'm going to need this space. You know what? Screw it. I'm just going to buy it, and then we might have to let the simulation run a little bit to earn some of our money back. So we go through 2 agglomerators on each side. That won't work. It'll have to be up here. And then through, or sorry, not agglomerators, 2 evaporators on each side. And then we run through an agglomerator, which will upgrade the drug. Like so, and like so. And yeah, we're out of money. So let's go ahead and let the simulation run a little bit here. So we're going to be spending some money on ingredients, but that's okay. It'll allow us to set up our mixers properly. And make sure that everything's kind of coming out properly. So that's going to get in there, shaken up, and that's exactly what we wanted to see. So what am I missing? I need an agglomerator on this side here. Alright, our mixers should soon be getting their first batch of stuff. Did I screw this up? I think I might have. No, it should be fine, because 1 shaker can feed 1 multi-mixer, and 1 production line can feed 2 multi-mixers, so yeah, okay, that's fine. So this is going to be our base, that's our base, that's our base, and that's fine. So let's go ahead and start running in the other drugs, like so. Now the multi-mixer should spit out... There we go. That's exactly what I wanted to see. And from there we go into an agglomerator, which is going to bump us up to 15. Wait, what? Oh, that's just checking off the catalyst. I thought it was checking off the concentration. I'm just like, something there don't make sense. Alright. So, and then we run it through. From there we go here to there to there. And from there... back by 1 to there to there. Alright. I'll go through the evaporator, which will bring it up to 16. Another evaporator, which will jump it up to 17. And then through the agglomerator, which should give us our... It leaves erectile dysfunction. Oh, man, and it's right in the middle of all those side effects. Alright. Less than great. That needs an autoclave to remove. That needs an ionizer to remove. That has to get down to 12. So we can actually... If we drop this down to a 14, then run it through an ionizer, we can actually do that pretty easily. How close is our autoclaves to being done? 7 months. Or, sorry, cryogenic condensers. And that would not actually be what we need. So that's not going to work at all. So we'll have to do this the old-fashioned way, I guess. But we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way on the next episode of Big Pharma. So, guys, thank you very much for watching so far, and I hope you will join me for the next episode. So long. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Big Pharma. Redoing the intro. Hello everybody, my name's Zerodaimaru, and welcome back to Big Pharma. So today we're going to go ahead and continue making our erectile dysfunction pill. Actually, it probably won't be a pill at this point, it's probably going to have to be a cream, just because we have so many side effects on this thing. It is not going to be good to sell it as a pill, I don't think. We could potentially remove this one here, and I think we might try it. Then again, if we nail the top one here, where's that going to be? Nah, that'll still activate, yeah. So I think it'll be worth removing this top one, just so that we're not so bad as far as, you know, side effects are concerned. So let's go ahead and start dropping it. We're going to have to drop it to start with to 14. Now to do that, we need what? 20 drops to 17, which drops to 14, which would be perfect. So 2 ionizers are next in line. We'll go... How do we want to set this up? Like so and like so. We'll do the same thing on that side. Oh, okay. We'll have to let the simulation run just so we can make some of our money back. There. That was a mistake. God damn it. Alright, that should drop it down to where we need it to be to remove the that first side effect there. Alright, 14. And then we just need to run it through another ionizer, and that'll remove that and bring that down into the erectile dysfunction active range. So 1 more ionizer and then creamers. We can go like so. No, we can't. We have to let the simulation run. And we are kind of losing money at the moment. Let's just make sure it's not because one of our pills have dropped, and it's just because we are spending a ridiculous amount of money at this point. That's still making $91. That's still 300, 65. All right, so we're fine. We're just spending a lot of money on ingredients that we aren't selling yet, so that's perfectly fine. So let's go ahead and grab our last ionizer for each line. I think I'm actually going to go this way instead now that I was thinking about it. We run in like that, and that should. Let's just watch this line real quick. Drop it down to... Alright, so that one's gone. Our erectile dysfunction is active. There's nothing that we can really do about these other two, so we're just going to run it through a creamer to reduce the side effects on it. Is there another way I can... Nah. So we're just going to set it up like that. Yep. Let the simulation run. How much money do I need for a creamer? $5,000. Alright, so we're going to have to let that run for a little bit, so let's bump it up to max speed. And wait till we get 10,000 so we can finish off both lines. But once we have these at the door, I think we're going to be making a fair amount of money on them, so I'm not too worried. I'm a little bit disappointed at where the side effects are on this one. That's less than great, but I don't think it's going to hurt us too bad. And it's something we might even fix later on in the future. Anyways, we have enough money now for our 2 creamers, so let's go ahead and get those set up. 1 for you. And 1 for you. It'll have to go like that and then loop around. You go like that. And you go like that. Alright. Not adding as much on as I was hoping, but we'll see. We'll kind of see how she goes. That, and it was just kind of fun to build something this massive. Alright. 0 extended pleasure. That's awesome. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and name that. And let it start selling, and we'll see how we do as far as our rating goes after it is out on the market for a little bit. So, how are we doing? Let's go ahead and check our company here. Ooh, we're already at a D ranking. Wow, we are causing more vomiting than we are boners. That's not good to see. That's really not good to see. Not after how much we just spent trying to make this thing work. Okay, now we're starting to cause... Well, I mean, we're... Okay, so the vomiting is really bad. Is there something we can maybe do to fix that? Let's take a look. If we had the autoclave, then yes. Because on our way down, we could run it through an autoclave, and that would remove that. But until we research the autoclave, I don't think there's going to be much we can do. But luckily, we do still have quite a bit of space in here if we were to rearrange the lines a bit. So I'm not too worried about that. We could add autoclaves in later without too much trouble. Yeah, we're at a D- so far. Oof. So less than a amazing start to our, erectile dysfunction pill, but it'll do. It will do for now. Oh, man, right down to an E. Yeah, no, we definitely have to do something about this. Definitely have to... How's our research going, actually? 4 months still on that guy. Might be worth picking up another 4 scientists to pick up the autoclave just so that we can kind of fix that. Or maybe repurpose these guys. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and upgrade the creamer here. Because that'll help with that by a fair amount. Yeah. So now we're reducing the effects by 60%. Let's go ahead. Do I want to hire some more scientists to get the autoclave quicker? Is that the smart move at this point? They're what? $30 a day. $3,000 each to hire. So I'm looking at $12,000 to do the hiring. And an extra $120 a day in wages. I think that's worth it. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we'll research the autoclave. Get that out the door as quick as we can. Because, yeah, this... With what we've kind of spent on this, I don't want it to be sitting on an E rating. That's, we're making $157 profit off this because of the minus 20% to our, to our value. And since we're not making a ton of money off that, I actually want to run some of this through an analyzer, and it's just kind of a matter of where are we pulling it off the line. You see, that's still a female contraceptive. I want to grab it right as it turns into a... Yeah, okay. So we would need to pull it off the line here. So let's go ahead and grab ourselves an analyzer. And then we're going to run some of it in there, which is going to reduce our profits by about 1/4 on this guy. But, this guy isn't what's keeping us in business right now anyway, so... Because I want to know where the strongest effects are on this drug so that I can maybe plan around them a little bit more. Maybe if there's a different, concentration we can get it to, which, makes the erectile dysfunction thing stronger and will lower the, the cause of vomiting or something. Something that we can do to maybe fix this. Rather than having to shell out all the money to run it through a condenser. Because that's not exactly a, the less you have to process a drug, the better. So if we can maybe make a change to our process earlier in the line without having to resort to really expensive machines, the better. But that being said, we will do what we need to make this profitable. The money is definitely there to be made. It's just a matter of how to make it. Alright, we have ourselves a new ingredient. That's our 4-pronged catalyst. And this treats diabetes, but it's not even worth... Can cause anal leakage. That's an awesome one to have. Not. Alright, let's go ahead and get our researchers, or our explorers, working on something else. We have 3 of them currently, so we can go ahead and grab you. We are still bringing in quite a bit of you, I think. How much are we bringing in? 114 there. 110 there. 60. We're not bringing in any of that, I don't think. 60. None. Alright, so I'm thinking we upgrade this guy, since we're bringing in, 114 versus 114, so it's the same for both. So we'll upgrade both of those to kind of start reducing the cost. And we don't have enough points there, so that's fine. And that will increase our profit margins even more, which is always what we're looking to do. Yeah, $158 profit. I'm not happy with that. Not at all. How's this guy going? Actually, Can we maybe upgrade the analyzer a little bit just so it's not wasting quite as much money? Analyzer process cost drops. Yeah, that's only dropping its process cost. It's not making it, you know, more effective at what it does, which is I'm not interested in. So yeah, we'll just have to hold off. Hold off and wait. Let's go ahead and bump the speed up. No reason to be sitting where we are. Okay, so we know where the causes, pins, and needles is at its worst. If we take a look here, we're not that far away from it, so that's not good. But all the same, we need to let it finish before we'll know for sure, certain, you know, where we need to be on anything. It's actually kind of nice doing the research here because if I go back to, say, this one here, the causing random fainting, if its strongest is like down here, right? Well, then that's no big deal. And that's actually pretty close. Like, it's not, let's reselect one here. Yeah, so it's, oh, and we also got the erectile dysfunction. Well, the erectile dysfunction is here at its strongest. All right, it just needs to go a little bit more, and then I'll be able to make my, my decisions. Okay, so we have our cryogenic condenser, which is good to see. Where do we want to put these guys next? We can maybe start putting them on advanced delivery. What's the centrifuge do? I've never actually played with this guy. Centrifuge separates and recombines your drugs. It takes 2 inputs and swaps the 2 top halves or bottom halves, depending on the setting. That's kind of neat, actually. What do we need to unlock that? 5 scientists. So it looks like no matter what we're doing at this point, we're looking at like 4 or 5 scientists. We could do some sub-zero training to maybe unlock some more medications. I'm going to slow it down while I make this decision here. None of that is super... Actually, this one could save us a lot of money at this point. Let's go ahead and grab that. We'll leave 2 of them kind of researching this guy here to get us some more points. Speaking of, let's go ahead and upgrade our pill printer. Get some more money there. Alright, and now we have completely finished analyzing this drug. So let's go ahead and kind of make our decisions on what we're going to do here. So if we go back all the way back here, so we know where the random fainting is, and it's actually not in a great place if we want to maximize this drug. Actually, nothing is really in a super convenient location, I have to say. We can remove the random fainting, so that's not really a problem. We could maybe even move it... Where's it coming out now? If we move it down by 2 more, we could even, you know, work brain. You know, we could bump up the erectile dysfunction strength while lowering the other 2 strengths, which might actually be really worth it. This guy, as I said, needs an autoclave at 13 to 18. Even if we maxed him out and then... Because the autoclave will have the concentration. So even then it would bring us down to a 9, which would actually be perfect. Alright, so I'm thinking we are going to be waiting for the autoclave to make our improvements here. We're just going to stick you off in the corner now. How close are we to that autoclave? Where is it? Autoclave. We are 4 months away. So in 4 months, we are going to buy the autoclave. And how are we going to change our lines here? We started at 17. We need to be at 18, right? Yes. 16, 17. We run through here. That's turning it from the female contraceptive into what we need. But if back here we run it through, instead of 2 evaporators, we run it through another agglomerator, that bumps it up to 18. 15. No, see, it has to be... Shit. That's not going to work. Because we have to upgrade it first. So we run it through here, which brings us up to... This brings us up to 20. This needs to be at 17 minimum, which is what it's at here. So we're already going to the absolute minimum before we run it through this agglomerator. And the agglomerator transforms it into this guy, which is at 20, which is outside this guy's range. So then we would have to run it through a ionizer to drop it back down, which would drop us to 17, which is actually not where we want to be. What if we did 2? No, because 20 is the maximum concentration. 17, yeah. So we drop back down to 17, go from 17 to Is 17 enough? 17 would do it. So 17 halved would drop us to... where? That would drop us to... Depends on how the rounding works. But... that could work, though, because... well, we still have to remove the random fainting. But even then, if it drops us to... well, 8 would drop us to 9. So that could possibly drop us to 7, which drops us out of the range of being able to remove the random fainting. Removing both of them is going to be almost impossible, I think. So it's just a matter of which one is the worst effect. And with where we're going to be... because I'm going to aim to be here, right? Because with all the negative effects, we need as strong a normal effect as we can. If I'm here, then I'm what? That's 9. That is max strength at 12. So that's 3 away there. Versus max strength at 6. So I'm 3 away from either one of them, no matter which way I do it. And I don't like either of these effects. But they are all going to be active no matter how I try to activate that erectile dysfunction. So, is it worth the money to remove them both? Well, it could cause our drug to jump up to like a B rating. You know, especially considering we're going to be... if we're at 9, the max strength here is 13. So that's, what, 4 away. Which isn't too bad. We can't remove that, at least not easily. See, my problem is, though, if we remove these two effects, we are incurring some massive costs in removing it. But if we come here, where do we remove it? Here. So we're at 11 here. But that's only because we run it through another ionizer, I think. Yeah, well, then again, we have to run it through an ionizer. So that drops us to 11. We then have to bring it back up to a 13 at least. Run it through another autoclave. Run it through the autoclave, which would then drop it down to like 6 or 7. And then we bring it up by 2 to 3 to bring it to the 9 strength. That could actually be okay. So if we like interrupt the line here and make our changes there. Either way, we have to wait for the... I should have been having the game run while I was doing all this. Either way, we have to kind of wait for you know, for the autoclave to finish before we can do any of this, which is about 3 months away at this point. So guys, I'm almost out of time for this episode. Sorry it wasn't a massively eventful one, but sometimes in this game you just have to, you know, take quite a bit of time to kind of think about how you're going to do things and decide if it's worth going down the path you're considering. On this drug, I think it is. You know, we're only making $162 of profit here when we could be making so much more. And the only reason we're making so little is because we have an E rating. You know, when you consider that the value of the drug is $550 right now, you know, but that's being dropped by, you know, 20%. You know, 20% is considerable, right? If I go over out to here and take a look at the kind of final valuation, it's being an E ranking is dropping $137 off of our price. You know, so if I can, even if all I did was null that out, you know, with the machines, it would still be worth doing. But by taking away those side effects, we're actually going to be increasing that. So we're not just going to return to 0, but we're going to go above that number. And that to me makes it worthwhile, so long as we don't get too expensive with our processing. But then again, adding an autoclave, you know, which I think is a $45 run cost, and then so running an autoclave, what would we need to add? We'd need to add another agglomerator, I think. We could probably do it with 2 evaporators. Yeah. So 2 evaporators, which is $20 more dollars. Then an autoclave, which is $40, so up to $65 so far. Then, which would drop us down to, even say if we have to run it through another agglomerator, that's $35 more dollars, so that's 90, like 100 extra dollars or so. Oh, that was weird. So that's about 100 extra dollars or so of costs to recoup, you know, $153 of lost value, and then some. Actually, we went up. We're at 138 now. Did the rating go up on us? No. So I'm not sure what happened there. But either way, I definitely think it's worth it. And we have a new ingredient that, won't lie, kind of bites. But whatever. Alright, guys. So I'm going to call this episode here, as I said. So thank you guys ever so much for watching. And I hope you enjoyed the episode, as uneventful as it was. And I hope you will join me for the next one, where we will take all the planning we did in this episode and put it into action. So long.